Rita is horizontal on her side on the engawa, looking out at the backyard that's already almost pitch black. The garden lamp post would have been lit by now, by Rita's younger brother if he was still here. Though unseen, the buzz of cicadas and dragonflies can be heard, loud in the background. But Rita can't be bothered. She probably has exhausted all her tears from the past few days. All her eyes can do now is stare blankly into the dark space, hardly even blinking. A medium-sized framed photograph of a young boy is clutched tightly into Rita's one arm. The other is spread out open towards the edge of the engawa. A glimmer of dim, yellow-green light lands on the open wide arm. Rita finally blinks. She slowly stares down on her arm. A firefly, then another, then a trail of them leading into the backyard garden. A cluster dances around the low bush underneath the lamppost. They circle around some kind of creature with big, bright yellow-green eyes. Then the eyes start to move towards Rita. Rita stares back at the big, bright yellow-green eyes walking towards her, unflinching, unafraid, or perhaps numb at anything at this point. Meow. Rita finally flinches. A black cat with big, bright yellow-green eyes stands before her, just right below the engawa. The cat looks at Rita, then turns its head towards the unlit lamp post, then back at Rita again, and meows. The light is broken. Rita lies to the cat. The cat meows at Rita in response, then turns its head towards the unlit lamppost one more time. Another meow from the cat, then the light turns on. Rita widens her eyes in surprise. Perhaps her aunt came back to check up on her. Her stomach starts to growl. Rita finally gets back up on her feet, slowly, lethargically. She stares down at the photograph she's been clutching onto for the longest time. I hope you're eating well, baby brother, wherever you are. I miss you, Rita tells the boy on the photograph. The next morning, Rita wakes up and finds herself on the living room floor. An empty can of Kirin Ichiban lies on the palm of her hand, and another on the floor, and a few more all over the floor. Rita grumbles and crunches the empty can before finally getting up on her bum. She attempts to shoot the empty can into the nearby black trash bin. She misses and hits another black thing right next to the bin instead. A loud growling meow ensues. It's the black cat from the garden last night. Rita jumps on her feet. "How did you get in here, you cat?" Rita exclaims, followed by an immediate gasp at the sight of a red bow tie hanging in between the cat's teeth. "That's my brother's bow tie. Give it back," Rita angrily yells at the cat. The next few days that follow are all about Rita getting mad at the black cat and attempting to kick it out. Somehow, the cat has found and made its home at Rita's family house. Rita cannot stand the cat because it keeps messing with Rita's younger brother's stuff. His clothes, his toys, especially the red bow tie that it never seems to want to let go of. Somehow, the cat found a way to wear it around its neck, sloppily though. One day, Rita tries to chase the cat to take her younger brother's red bow tie back. The cat ends up leading Rita out of the house and to a nearby park. Rita comes to a slow jog, then to a halt, as she realizes it's her and her younger brother's favorite park. The park where her younger brother first learned how to ride the bike. The park where he first injured his knee from falling off the seesaw. The park where, underneath the slides, the siblings hid and buried their own letters containing a list of each other's biggest secrets. The cat walks towards the slides and motions for Rita to follow. Rita follows. The cat goes underneath the slides. Rita widens her eyes in surprise. "You can't possibly know," Rita whispers out loud. The cat starts digging its paws through the ground, right where Rita and her younger brother's letters are hidden under. "Hey, stop that!" Rita yells at the cat. The cat continues digging the ground until two small folded pieces of paper resurface. One is labeled Rita, while the other Ruka. The cat picks up the one labeled with Ruka and gives it to Rita. "How do you know about these letters?" Rita asks the cat as she takes her younger brother's, Ruka's, letter clipped in between the cat's lips. "I'm not supposed to read this, you know." The cat meows at Rita. Rita hesitantly, but slowly, unfolds Ruka's letter. "I'm going to die. The doctor said I'm going to meet mommy and daddy soon." Ruka's letter reads. Tears start to slowly form at the corner of Rita's eyes. They start rolling down her cheeks as soon as she blinks. But before Rita can even wipe her tears away, a strong force shoves her down the hole in the ground, the same hole the cat just dug. Rita rolls down the hole, screaming, and through some kind of tunnel slide underground, a very long, never-ending ground tunnel slide. Off the ground tunnel slide, Rita lands on some plushy grass, a green meadow of colorful flowers, high mountains from a distance, and a clear water river that flows across the land. Blue skies and very low, bright, fluffy clouds dangle off the horizon. With just a tiptoe, Rita can probably reach up to the clouds and touch them. Meow! Rita's thoughts are interrupted by the black cat sitting on her lap, staring up at her. It slid off the ground tunnel slide with her too. The cat hops off Rita's lap and motions for Rita to follow. The cat leads Rita across the vast meadowland, the river, and towards the mountains. They hike towards the bottom of the mountains until sundown. At the bottom of the mountains, Rita and the black cat are met by a tall, striking white horse with wings, except his upper body and face is that of a man's. A golden alicorn points out of the middle of its forehead. "Welcome to the land of the afterlife. the half-horse, half-human creature greets Rita and the black cat. "The afterlife?" Rita asks. "Are you the god of the afterlife?" "You can call me Zar." "Ruka, my brother, is he here?" A young boy in a long wheat linen dress comes approaching down from the mountains. Rita's eyes widen. "Ruka? Ruka!" Rita runs towards her younger brother and gives him a tight embrace, crying vehemently. After a long hug, Rita examines and looks at Ruka's face. Ruka's eerily calm, or rather expressionless. "Ruka, it's me, Rita, your sister. Can't you recognize me?" The boy simply shakes his head. "He's not your brother anymore," Zar says. "Once a human passes away, its human spirit separates from its human body and inhabits another creature. When the human body is sent to the afterlife, it gets taken over by another spirit, an afterlife spirit." "Then where is my brother's spirit?" Rita asks. Zar turns his gaze. Rita follows Zar's gaze. Zar is looking at the black cat. "What? This black cat? Ruka?" Rita asks softly, almost in a whisper. No, my brother didn't turn into a cat." Rita rejects the idea and runs back to the young boy. She clutches onto the young boy and pleads to Zar, "Please, bring my brother back to me. Let me take him home, please." "That boy is not your brother, and he is home. Here, the afterlife is his home." Rita cries and begs endlessly. If you really want your brother back, his human spirit would need to take over his human body once again, Zar explains while looking at the black cat. Zar takes out a knife with a shining blade and reaches it out to Rita. Rita shifts her gaze back and forth between Zar, the black cat, and the knife on Zar's hand. She contemplates for several minutes before marching back down to Zar and grabs the knife. Rita then heads over to the black cat and aggressively grabs it by the neck. The cat meows in fear. "Do you really want to bring the dead back to life by killing another life?" Zar yells at Rita. "That's your brother right there you're about to stab." Rita looks at the black cat in despair, who looks back at her with scared, shaky eyes. Rita cries even more before dropping her knees to the ground and letting go of the knife. She shifts her gaze back at the young boy. "Let me stay here with him then," Rita requests, still in tears. "I have nobody else to go back home to." "Only the dead can stay in the afterlife. If you want to stay here, you have to be dead," Zar explains. Rita quickly picks up the knife off the ground and aims it towards her neck. But before she can stab herself, the black cat jumps towards the knife and knocks it over to the ground, slashing itself against the blade in the process. Everyone except Rita, who's still in shock, runs towards the injured black cat. Zar rips a piece of cloth off the young boy's dress and wraps it around the cat's injured body. The young boy, who has remained calm and mum this entire time, finally speaks. "Your brother just saved your life. You must go back to Earth with him and live," the young boy tells Rita. "Live," Zar repeats after the boy. "Human life does not end on Earth. The loss of human life on Earth is simply the beginning of another somewhere else. So live and keep living even after death. Rita cries and cries until she passes out. Morning sun rays peep through sheer curtains. The sheer curtains sway back and forth with the gentle breeze coming through the slightly cracked open windows. Rita gets awakened by the sun rays. She's in her own bed. And on one corner at the bottom of the bed, the black cat is all curled up, still sound asleep. Rita gets up and watches the cat sleep. A red bow tie wrapped around its neck, a white linen cloth wrapped around its body. Rita watches the cat sleep for a long while before eventually uttering something to it. "You deserve a name of your own," Rita utters, softly enough not to wake up the cat. Then after a long pause, Rita whispers, "Orion, you seem like an Orion." Rita carefully reaches her hand out to Orion and caresses its head. She then whispers to Orion, "I'm sorry."